you ever walked into a room and completely forgotten why you went there? Or maybe you've started telling a story, only to stop halfway, suddenly blank on the details? If you're over 60, moments like these might feel familiar. But here's the good news. Memory lapses don't have to be a given, and they certainly don't mean you're on the road to Alzheimer's. See, the brain is like any other part of the body. It needs fuel, it needs care, and yes, it needs the right kind of food to keep it running at its best, especially as we age. What you put on your plate every day may be quietly shaping how sharp, clear, and focused you feel. In this video, we're going to explore what I like to call golden foods, simple, powerful ingredients that support memory, nourish your brain, and could even help reduce your risk of cognitive decline. Let's start with a fruit that's likely already sitting in your kitchen, blueberries. These tiny berries may look small, but they pack a serious punch. Scientists often call them brain berries, and it's not just a cute nickname. They're rich in antioxidants called flavonoids, especially one called anthocyanin. This little compound is believed to cross the blood-brain barrier, reducing inflammation and protecting brain cells from the kind of stress that contributes to memory loss. What's even more amazing, in one long-term study, older adults who ate just 2 servings of blueberries or strawberries a week slowed their cognitive aging by more than 2 years. 2 years. Imagine what a cup of berries and your morning oatmeal could do for your mind. Now, while we're talking about breakfast, let's add another golden food, walnuts. They look like little brains for a reason. Nature's hint, maybe? Walnuts are full of omega-3 fatty acids, which are essential for brain health. Omega-3s have been shown to improve memory, focus, and even mood. And here's something else. They contain vitamin E, which is linked to less cognitive decline as we age. I know some people worry about fats, but the kind of fats in walnuts aren't the enemy. In fact, they're your ally. Think of them like a nourishing oil for your brain's engine, helping it run more smoothly, process information faster, and keep your thinking clear. Just a small handful a day can make a difference. And the best part, you don't have to cook or prep anything. Toss them on your salad, snack on them plain, or blend them into a smoothie. Let me share a quick story. A woman I met at a senior center told me she started adding walnuts and berries to her diet after seeing a video like this. 6 months later, she said she didn't just feel mentally sharper. She was sleeping better, had more energy, and felt more emotionally balanced. That's the ripple effect of caring for your brain. When your mind is fed well, your whole body benefits. Now, let's talk about one food that often gets overlooked, even though it's pure gold: turmeric. Yes, that bright yellow spice you might have in your pantry, often used in curries or golden milk. Turmeric contains curcumin, a compound with powerful anti-inflammatory and antioxidant properties. Researchers have found that in areas where turmeric is a dietary staple, like parts of India, rates of Alzheimer's disease are significantly lower. It's not magic, it's biology. Curcumin helps reduce inflammation in the brain, supports the growth of new neurons, and may even help clear out plaque that can build up and disrupt memory. Now, it's true that curcumin on its own isn't absorbed very well. That's why combining it with a little black pepper is key. Pepper contains piperine, which boosts curcumin absorption by up to 2,000%. Just a pinch makes a big difference. If you're not into spicy food, don't worry. You can add turmeric to soups, scrambled eggs, or even stir it into warm almond milk with a bit of honey. It's soothing, delicious, and nourishing for your brain. So, we've talked about berries, walnuts, and turmeric. 3 golden foods that don't just taste good. They give your brain the nourishment it needs to stay sharp. The best part? They're easy to find, affordable, and don't require any fancy recipes. Now that we've explored a few of these memory-loving foods, let's keep this momentum going. Now, if you've ever stood in the kitchen wondering, what else can I eat to help my brain? You're not alone. And I get it. There's so much information out there. It can get overwhelming. But the truth is, memory-friendly eating doesn't have to be complicated. It's really about adding small, golden habits, and yes, golden foods, that quietly work their magic every day. Let's talk about one that's been praised for centuries: olive oil. Not just any oil, extra virgin olive oil. This one's a superstar in the Mediterranean diet, which is often linked to longer life, better heart health, and, you guessed it, better brain function. Studies have shown that seniors who regularly consume olive oil have a significantly lower risk of Alzheimer's and age-related cognitive decline. Why is that? Well, olive oil contains polyphenol and healthy monounsaturated fats that protect the brain from oxidative stress. That's just a fancy term for the kind of wear and tear your brain cells go through over time. Think of it like rust-proofing your memory. A drizzle of olive oil over your salad or veggies can do more than just make it taste better. It's actually feeding your brain. I once met a 75-year-old gentleman who shared his routine with me. Every morning, he had a slice of whole grain bread with a touch of olive oil and a sprinkle of turmeric. He called it his memory toast. And honestly, I love that idea. Simple, flavorful, and effective. Now, we can't talk about brain health without bringing up leafy greens. Yes, I know. Maybe not the most exciting thing on the plate, but greens like spinach, kale, and arugula are packed with folate, vitamin K, lutein, and beta-carotene, all nutrients that your brain thrives on. Research has shown that older adults who eat just one serving of leafy greens a day have brains that function as if they were 11 years younger. 11 years. That's a whole decade of clarity you can gain with something as easy as a daily salad. And don't worry, you don't have to eat raw greens like a rabbit. Lightly sautéed spinach with garlic and olive oil, delicious. Tossing a handful of kale into a soup or smoothie, easy. You're not stuck with boring lettuce. You have options. But here's something that many people forget. It's not just about the food itself. It's also about consistency. One salad won't change your brain. One bowl of blueberries won't erase brain fog. But showing up every day for your health, that adds up. That's where the power really lies. And speaking of power, let's talk about one more golden food that's often underestimated. Eggs. Yes, eggs. For years, they were given a bad rap because of cholesterol. But more recent research has redeemed them, especially for older adults. Eggs are one of the best sources of choline, a nutrient that helps produce acetylcholine, a neurotransmitter important for memory and learning. Without enough choline, your brain's communication system can get a little foggy. Think of choline like the grease that keeps the gears of your memory turning smoothly. Not only that, but eggs are also packed with high-quality protein and healthy fats, the kind of fuel your brain needs to stay alert and focused. So whether it's scrambled eggs in the morning or a hard-boiled egg as a snack, don't underestimate how powerful that little shell can be. One woman I spoke to recently told me she was always forgetting things, names, appointments, even what she walked into a room for. She started having 2 eggs for breakfast every morning, alongside some berries and walnuts. Within a few weeks, she felt more alert, more awake. It wasn't a dramatic overnight change. It was subtle, but it gave her confidence. And that matters. What I want you to take from all this is that food can be more than just fuel. It can be your medicine, your memory support, your daily act of self-care. You don't need exotic ingredients, expensive supplements, or complicated diets. You just need to choose wisely and make it a habit. And if you're thinking, I don't know where to start, try this. Pick one food we've talked about today. Just one. Add it to your routine tomorrow. Whether it's a cup of blueberries, a handful of walnuts, or some olive oil on your lunch. That one step puts you on the path to better brain health. Your memory, your mood, your clarity, they're worth protecting. And the foods you eat today can shape how sharp and independent you feel years from now. Now, if you've made it this far, I want to pause and say something important. The fact that you're here, investing time to learn how to take better care of your mind, speaks volumes. You're not giving up. You're not just accepting decline as inevitable. You're taking action, and that's powerful. So far, we've talked about berries, walnuts, turmeric, olive oil, leafy greens, and eggs. But let's touch on something equally important that isn't just about the food. It's about how we treat ourselves around food. Because here's a truth that too many people over 60 forget. Eating isn't just about preventing disease. It's about enjoying life. It's about honoring your body with food that energizes you, not drains you. It's about creating moments in the day where you feel strong, sharp, and in control. And one of the most overlooked ingredients in this conversation? Water. Yes, plain old water. Dehydration can sneak up on us as we age. The body's thirst signals get weaker over time, which means many seniors go hours, even days, without drinking enough. And the effects? Brain fog, poor concentration, memory slip-ups, even confusion. Sometimes what feels like a memory issue is really just dehydration. So, if you're putting all these golden foods on your plate, but not backing it up with hydration, you're selling yourself short. Aim for water with every meal. Herbal teas count too. Even fruits like watermelon and oranges can contribute. Keep it simple, but keep it steady. Now, let's talk about how you eat. Not just what you eat. Slowing down, chewing thoroughly, and enjoying the texture and flavor of your meals actually helps your brain register nutrients more efficiently. It also reduces stress, which, by the way, is another factor in memory loss. So make your meals peaceful. No need to eat in front of the TV or rush through a plate standing by the sink. Give yourself the gift of presence. Your brain will thank you for it. And here's something you might not expect in a video about food and memory connection. When you share a meal with someone, a neighbor, a grandchild, a friend, it's not just good for your heart, it's good for your mind. Social interaction, even brief moments of conversation, keep your cognitive gears turning. They activate parts of your brain that don't light up when you're alone. So if there's a chance to invite someone over for lunch, or call a friend while sipping tea, do it. Your brain will treat it like mental exercise. Of course, I also want to encourage you to stay curious. Learn new recipes. Try unfamiliar spices. Cook with colors. The act of preparing meals with intention and variety is mentally stimulating in itself. Cooking isn't just a chore, it's brain training in disguise. Measuring, timing, remembering steps, it all activates memory and focus. Now let's bring it all together. If you're over 60, the food you eat every day can help shape how your brain performs, not just in this moment, but in the months and years to come. This isn't about perfection. It's not about eating clean 100% of the time. It's about adding a little more of the good stuff, a little more color, a little more nourishment, and doing it consistently. A bowl of berries a few times a week, a handful of walnuts in the afternoon, a golden turmeric drink before bed, a drizzle of olive oil, a fresh green salad, a boiled egg to start your day. Small actions, repeated daily. That's what builds a brain that stays resilient, alert, and alive. I know it can feel like aging comes with a long list of things you can't do. But here's one thing you absolutely can. Take control of what you eat and how you care for your brain. And in doing so, you might just find yourself thinking more clearly, feeling more confident, and even remembering things with ease. So don't underestimate your power, not even for a second. If this video gave you a helpful idea or sparked a little motivation, let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear which food you're planning to add to your daily routine. Maybe you've got a brain-boosting recipe or a tip of your own, share it. We're building a community here, and your voice matters. And if you found this valuable, give it a like and hit that subscribe button. That way, you won't miss any of the other videos we create, all focused on helping you live stronger, sharper, and more joyfully at every stage of life. Because here's the truth, aging doesn't mean fading, it means refining. And with the right habits, especially on your plate, your best years can still be ahead of you. Here's to a sharper mind, a nourished body, and a spirit that only gets brighter with age.